Hi, I'm Ellen and I'm going to be showing you today how I change an ordinary photograph into a work of fine art. I'm going to be using Gimp 2.8, which is a free open source platform, and I am going to be showing you at the very end of this video some resource information, free textures, free brushes, and information where you can get models to pose for you for your photography shoots for free. And all the pictures that you can see here are pictures that I have done over the past couple of years. I have work over in Soho in New York City. I have work in several galleries here in Ireland. I've exhibited in Europe, and I have my work in private collections in all over the world. So as I said, I'm going to get started now, and don't worry if you can't take it all in at once, because this is at kind of a high level. So I will be doing over the coming weeks about 6 or 7 or 8 tutorials. I haven't made up my mind yet. I have to figure out how many. I'm going to be starting from the basics, so in the end you'll be able to do what I'm doing here if you stick with it. So it can be a bit scary when you put Gimp up at first. It's just that, you know, it takes you a while to get used to using all the tools, but once you know how to use them and you get proficient at it, it's a bit like riding your bike or driving your car. You can start to do it without, you can use it without thinking about it. You know, you could be thinking about something else and working away at the same time. So if you'd like to hear more about my tutorials that are coming up, you can email me. I'll have the link below this video. So as I said, thank you very much for joining me, and let's get started. Thank you very much. So we're going to start now, and over here in a folder I have new work. It's from photo shoots that I've done throughout the year, and I like to look at them small like this so that I can see one that stands out. I think I'll work on this one. So it's 0093, I just need to remember that. Okay, so I'm going to go to Gimp, and here's my brushes. I've made quite a lot of these myself as well, or downloaded them if they were free. And over here is my button that I use the most. It's my undo button, and this is for the different layers, which I know a lot of you are interested in. Okay, so I'm going to start now by opening. So I'm going to go up here to File, and I'm going to open my desk. Now I have added here the new work. I've added it by just going into my desktop, looking at the things that I like this one, and say I wanted to say I had another folder named something that's like portraits, and then you just click on the one that you like and you go down here and you add it. Okay, so this is an old one that I'm finished with, so I'm going to remove that. So I'm going to go down here, remove that. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the new work, and I'm going to have a look at this one. Okay, so I like that. I like how it works. Look, she's looking good, so I'm going to start working on that. So what I like to do is, in case I get anything wrong, I like to make a copy of it and just have it there in the background. Okay, so I like to duplicate it. So down here is the duplication button. Okay, so I've got 2 of them here now. I don't really change the names because I can kind of guess which one is which. So to start with, I'm going to just up it about 25% so that I can get in nice and close. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of her stray hairs. So this is the smudge one here, tool here, so I'm going to smudge that. So here you're going to have to pick which tool you're going to use to smudge. So I'm going to use just this one, and you can see the size of it there. The smudge tool is great for just getting rid of bits like this instead of cloning or, you know, going into anything really complicated. This is handy and quick and saves you having to pick up all the different colours if you want to clone in and all that kind of thing. So let me see, I'm going to just get rid of this here and all around here, and there's also some marks on the back. I'm going to get rid of those as well. And just even it around like this and just clear it up. Okay, now up here, I'm not too happy about that, so I'm going to go up even closer using my magnification down here. Okay, now I'm going to use my, I think I'll use the airbrush. Right, that's a bit big. Okay, and I'm going to change, that's grand, the opacity down to about 50%. So I press down Command on my keyboard, and that will enable the picker to come up and choose the colour that I want. And you'll see it's appearing here. So I'm just gently going to pick and airbrush just like that. I think I'll just up the opacity a bit there because that's kind of darker. Okay, and then I'm just going to use the smudge tool, smudge it a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to use the clone tool because I want to give back a little bit of texture. I'm going to do the opacity down a bit, and just to give a little bit of texture there because it just looks a bit, it just doesn't look very realistic. So there we go. So what I do is I press Control and I touch the piece of skin that I want to copy to clone it, and I'm just going to up the opacity a bit. There we go. So it's just kind of taking that real airbrushed look away. Okay, now I'm just going to go a bit more up into here just to make it look more natural. I'm going to use the smudge tool here just to smudge away some lines that are on her forehead, and I might just smudge that away a little bit as well. Look at that. Now she's got a little bit of redness around her nose there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a lasso, and that just enables me to draw a line around the area that I want to take the redness out of. Now I'm going to feather it. So I'm going to feather it here, so I'm going down to select, and that's going to feather the outline here a good bit because you can see it's changing as I change it, as I change the number. Now I'm going to go up to my colours and I'm going to go to the hue saturation. I'm going to go to the red. Now, I don't want to completely make it black and white. I'm just going to take it away slightly. Even a small amount makes the difference. And the feathering stops it just being a dead line, so you can see the difference between the two. Okay, that's better. Then you select all to get rid of what you've been doing here. Okay, her eye here is a little bit different to this one, as we all have, but I'm going to change it. So I'm going to go up here and it's the ellipse tool, so you just drag it to where you want to go. So I want to change this selection here. I'm going to go up to the filters and I'm going to go to distort and to eye warp, because I'm going to change this eye bit just to make it a bit more symmetrical. So I'm going to go to move, and I want the radius it's a small area I'm working on, so I don't want a big radius, you know, because then her whole bottom lid would come down. So I just want just a small bit like that. That's all. There we go. Let me see. Okay, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to use my clone. Actually, I won't. I'll use the spray here, the airbrush tool, and I'm going to make it smaller. Sorry, wrong one. And even smaller. And I'm going to press down on my command on my Mac, and I'm going to just colour that in there, like that. I'm going to up the opacity, press command and colour it in again, just to make. Okay, and then I'm just going to fix her eye down there. Alright, so that's taking that kind of lump that's away there. And I'm going to make her inner rim here a bit more clearer. So I'm going to press down on the picker and I'm going to pick it here, and it comes up this colour. So I'm going to make it a little bit lighter, just like that. And I'm going to just colour in here, just to kind of define her eye. Now if I'm going to work on this, it's not going to work here because I've selected this area, so I can only work within this area. So I need to unselect that, so I need to select all. Okay, now this eye is fine, don't really need anything done to that at the moment. So I'm going to go back out again so I can have a look again. Is there anything that I need to change here? Maybe here, around here. So I might take here, but I don't want to take too much away from here because it'll just mess it and just make it look very, very messy. So I'm going to my clone, make it bigger. It's too big. Up the opacity. There you go. Maybe just a tiny bit. I'm going to dent the opacity down a bit more. There we go. Fine. And here. Okay, so I need to change this colour here because it's a little bit. So I'm just gonna dot it there just to put that shadow back in a little bit. And I need to smudge it a bit there because you can see a little bit there, but Here we go. Now I'm going to put in some of her skin tones here, and I've got some brushes here. I've got some brushes that are actually skin brushes, and at the end of this I'll be showing you a link to where you can get these are my skin brushes here. To make them bigger, you can just do this. I'll make them bigger so that you can see. Okay, these are my skin brushes. So I want to have some texture there, so I'll pick this one. Make it a bit bigger. Oops, I don't know what happened to it there, it disappeared. I'll pick this one. And I'm going to clone using it. It's a bit big and I want to up the opacity a bit. So there we go. Now that's just going to put some of the texture back in there so it doesn't look now I actually think it should be a little bit darker there, so I'm going to pick up some of the darker colour here. I'm going to down the opacity and I'm just going to shade it in a bit there. Okay, so I don't like this bit of hair here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone it. There we go. Right, now I'm going to smudge it a bit. And a bit here like this. And then I'm going to darken her hair here in this dark bit. So this, you can either dodge it or burn it. Dodge it makes it brighter, burn it makes it darker. So I'm going to do the mid-tones and I'm going to burn them. And I'm going to put the opacity down at half because it'll just be really black if I do it. So you can see here's dark and here's dark and then here's light. So this will just, there we go. And a little bit on her skin there, just to make it look like there's a shadow there. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. And let me see, I'm going to open her eyes just a tiny bit wider. So I'm going to it comes up again. If you've used eye warp, it comes up again. So I'm just going to re-show it. And I'm going to grow them. So the radius this time is going to be big, but I just want a bigger. I just want not too much. One, way too much. So I'm going to do it down again. And I usually go in the pupil and I count how many I do on one side because I got to do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. That's too big. 1, 2. That's grand. 1, 2. Not happy. 1, 2 on that side. Because that eye is a bit bigger. Now, it's just these small tiny things that make the difference. Okay, her lips look a bit dry looking in that, so let me see. Select. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour her lips. And I'm going to select using this tool option, which is like for a path, okay? So I'm going to start here, so just to gently go like that around the area. And when I'm finished, I'm going to feather it. Well, I always feather it because it just looks ridiculously straight lines around it if you don't. and nobody's got a dead straight line. Okay, now there's no point in connecting them up because they don't actually. So what you have to do is you have to go up here and you have to select from the path. So you go to select because you're making a selection and you're saying I want to select from the path that I made. So if you try to do anything else, they'll all just disappear and you're wasting your time. Now you can see they join up there. Then I'm going to feather them. Not as much as the last time, so I'll decrease it. But you know, this is all a personal thing. You have to decide yourself what way you want to do it. I'll do it about 50, 60, about that. I'm going to go and I'm going to use the hue saturation for the red because I don't really want her teeth to go all red like that. I'm going to go to the hue and saturation. I'm going to pick red and then I'm going to up the saturation for the red, and then anything that's red will change, but not her teeth. Okay, so that's perfect for that. So I think that much is nice. Okay, now let's go and have a look. Select none. Okay, she's beginning to look a bit healthier now. You're not really happy with this here. I think I'd like to change that up a bit. It's just not looking great for me. So let me see, what could I do? I could cut away some of this. We'll try that. I think I need to look at it about 25% so I can get the whole perspective of it. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go to eye warp. So I'm going to go to distort and eye warp. And I'm going to go to move. And I'm just going to move it in a bit. Just because it's a little bit up in the air. Let's see how does that look. And maybe here in a bit. I don't know, it just looks a bit too high or something. Bring it down a bit like that. There, that's better. And yeah, I like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her hair a bit more bouffant on the top. It looks a bit small to me. So I'm going to move it. I'm actually moving the space kind of on top of her hair. Not really her hair, but it just pulls it out, pulls the pixels out. And as I said, you know, you don't have to make like big sweeping changes, just small little changes make all the difference, especially when they're all put in and they all come together. She reminds me a bit of Kathy and Heathcliff. Okay. Now you can see the difference there. Okay, so I'm just going to clear up her skin a little bit and I'm just going to lightly smudge it, like very lightly. I'm still using the skin brush here, so that's fine. I'm just going to up the opacity a bit. I'm going to make it smaller so I can just get in here. Okay. Alright. Now I need more room around her if I want to add anything else around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new template, a new image. So I'm going to make it say 5,000 pixels. 5,000 pixels. I'm going to go to the advanced options here, and it's at 72, so I'm going to change that to 3,000. Sorry, 300. 300, which is the best way to do it. Now here it is here. So what I'm going to do is going to go back to this one. I'm going to go edit, copy, click on this one, edit, paste. There we go. Now I'm going to move this down a bit. This is the moving tool. I'm going to move it down here. Like that. And then I'm going to go to layer, anchor. I'm going to anchor it down. So now it's anchored down onto this white one here. So I want to make it a square image because I like square images. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to fixed because I want it to be, and I've typed in that before so it's there. The ratio is 1:1. So what one side is, so is the other side. Okay. And as I said, I go into all that kind of thing in depth, but I can't do it all right now. So I want to maybe have something going on here, but I don't want it to be too big. So let's say like this. Get that big. And then I'm going to move it to the center, like that. Now that's a perfect square, so I'm going to go crop to selection. Okay, so I'm going to put it up now, and I'm going to make this white similar color. So I'm going to just get the paintbrush, which is the quickest way. And I can still use this brush. I'm really not really all that picky about what brushes I use and that for. I mean, that'll do. It'll work fine. I can use a heavier one anyway if it doesn't. So I'm going to increase the size. Press Command and increase it again. So press Command and I'm going to pick this color here. And off I go. So I can see, yep, it's going to take quite a while to do. So I'll pick something that's a bit more. I'll just go back to the old trusty one. Okay, there we go. So I need to keep going down and clicking here to pick up the colour as it's changing, because you can see even slight changes make a difference. And we can blend it in then afterwards. I mean, everybody has their own techniques for doing things, but this is how I do mine. Okay, now I'm going over here. Sorry, here. And I'm going to blend that in. We don't have to be too fussy about it because I'm going to put a layer on top of it, a textured layer, so it won't really matter. I just don't want everything around her to be completely different colour to her. So that's fine. I see a little bit of darkness there from her hair that was there before, so I'm just going to work on that a bit, because it's annoying me. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to go to colours, and I'm going to go to curves, and I just want to brighten it up a bit. I don't want it too bright. That's fine. I want to make her eyes a bit brighter and just pop out a little bit more. So I'm going to go and burn them, dodge them. And I'm going to go really close so that I don't get it wrong. Smaller. Okay. That's nice. Yep, I'm happy with that. I'd like to do a little bit more shade, a little more light on her nose. So I'm going to use the airbrush again and make it a bit bigger. I'm going to take that light colour, this light colour that's here on her nose. I'm just going to run it up there a little bit. I might make it you see, if I click on the red there, that's the red comes up here. So I'm going to click on that shiny bit of her nose there, and I can move it here and just make it a little bit brighter. So I just want to go like that, just to kind of define it a bit. Not too much now. Okay, that's nice. I'm just going to get the smudge tool and just, because I don't want it to look too fake. Is that? Yeah. That's better. Okay, and let me see now. Okay. Right. I'm going to put a bit of pink on her cheeks. So I've got my skin brush. I'm going to get a light one because I don't want it too light. And I'm going to, sorry, I don't know why that went away there. Sorry. Okay. I want a nice light skin, and I'm using the pink of her lips here. So I'm just gently gonna okay. It's fine. That's good. I'm happy with that. I might make her bottom lip a bit bigger. I'm just going to move it down a bit. Sorry. Just slightly bigger. And then I'm going to make it a bit plumper. Now, I don't want the radius to be too wide. There we go. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's open the original and you can see what it looks like. You can go to recently used. So I'll just bring that up a bit because okay, so there you go. Before, after. Before, after. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, now I'm going to put I'm going to put some highlights in her hair. So I'm going to dodge them, and I want to dodge the shadows. Just to make it a bit, you know. I think when people have a shine on the hair, they would look a bit healthier. Oh, this looks a bit grey there now, so I think I will undo that. My undo button. I don't like it up here. That's fine. It's grand. Okay, so now I'm going to add a layer. But before I do that, I'm going to duplicate this. So here's the layers, and there's what I have here. I have this one, so I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to desaturate it. And from trial and error, I know that luminosity is the one that suits me best. But it might not suit you, so you have to decide what it is you want to do. I'm going to look at this at a bigger size. There we go. Now I'm going to, this is the layering that I know some of you are interested in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. Now this is normal, so these are not blended. This is going to be used to blend them, okay? So I'm going to go down to multiply. Now the different things you can practice and see what they do, but at the moment I know I want to use this one. And this is going to blend them together like this. Okay, and I just want to go up a little bit closer like this. And then what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to put a mask on here. I'll explain that to you now. I want a white mask. So there it is there now. Okay. So what I'm doing is the black and white image now is blended with the coloured one. The black and white is on the top, and I would like to show through some of the, if I turn this off, okay, I'd like to show through some of the highlights that I already made that I like maybe around her nose, her lips and her eyes that I worked on, and the hair. So what I need to do is I need to make a hole in the black and white one to enable to see through to the coloured one underneath. So the hole is going to be made here because this is like a sandwich. This is on top, this is in the middle, and this is underneath. Okay, and so when I draw black on that, it's going to make a hole so that you can see through it. That's the best way I can describe it. So I'm going to use the brush, and I'm going to use maybe a bit of a heavier one here. Okay, so I'm going to put the opacity down because I don't want to just go full 100% through. I just want to be able to have it halfway down so I can work on it. And now I need to change this to black, okay, because the black makes the hole. Right, so now it's black. You saw how I did that actually? You just click on it and you pick the colour that you want. Okay, so now I go back to the layers. I know I'm working on this one here. If I was working on this one here, a white square would come around it. If I was working on this one here, a white square would come, but I'm working on this one here. You can't actually see the white square. So I'm just gonna let her eye shine through there, and then you can, it's actually coming here because I'm only using 50% opacity, you can't really see it. So you don't want to do too much. Now there's two little dots there. Just brighten up her lips. Now, and if you think you've done it too much like that, go to the little arrow and it changes it to white, and then you fill it back in again where you're not happy. Okay, and I'm going to go back to black now because I just want to do her eyes a bit more, maybe a little bit here. I'm going to turn the opacity back down again because I want to work on her eyes here, and I don't want it to, be too strong on her nose. Right, so that's grand. That's giving it a nice kind of three-dimensional. So I'm just going to highlight the areas that I feel that, the light would hit her. Like that. And then I'm going to increase here. You can see, if I go to the layers there, you can see where I'm painting. So it's shining through onto the coloured one. And just a little bit where the light would be. There. Okay, now I'm after making some come onto her skin, so I need to fix that. Sorry. Yes, so it's white so that it's colouring in the hole. Okay. I have to colour that back in there because I made it. I don't really like that shine there, so I'm going to take that off. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to add a texture. So go back to the layers here, and I'm going to add open as layers because I need this to be part of it. I don't need it to be a separate one. So I'm going to open it as a layer, and I'm going to go to my textures, which I've added here before. and I have no idea which one I'm going to pick. So these are all the different layers that I decided that I want to keep for when I'm using them. That's nice. I might use that. It's a nice warm colour. Blue, it's a bit cooler. Sky, pink. It's a bit dark. So let me see. Got all sorts of things here. That's a nice one. Actually, I've got some things mixed in with my layers that I shouldn't have because I'm not so organised. So I must clear them out. Ah, that one. Okay. I'm going to use this one. Now I need to make it the same size. So I'm going to go to layer and I'm going to scale layer. And you can see up here that it's 3839 by 3834. So 3839 3834 scale. Okay. So okay, so now I'm going to go to my layers and I'm going to go to multiply. And let me see. Okay, now I'm going to put another mask on. I'm going to add mask and then I'm going to go to my tools. I'm going to make it big, the opacity down. I'm going to turn it to black. I need it even bigger than that. Okay, and I'm starting to, now you could see there's a lot of light on her hair here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lighten up one side of her face and leave the other side a little bit in darkness. No, I think I'll leave the end there just for a little bit of grunginess. I'm changing that to white because I just want to add, I think I took a bit much away from there. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to go to the smudge tool because I want to smudge a bit here. I don't want to take it away, but I just want to smudge. Actually, let me look at my layers. It's this one that I want to smudge. I want to smudge the layer at the top. There we go. And you can see it's kind of left a nice texture. It's left a nice texture here on top of the layer. So let me just bring that up a bit so I can see some more. Like that. Okay, and that looks nice. I like this. I like that texture and the way it's worked on it. Okay, so I'm now going to, let me see. I don't like that yellow line. I don't know why it's there. So I'm just going to flatten the image. Now the flattened image has merged them all together, so they're like that. I'll just undo that flattening so that you can see what happens. Sorry, I didn't explain that. So when I flatten it, they're all going to join together. So you can merge the visible layers if you like. So what you can do is you can just duplicate this, turn it off so you don't see it, and then if you were like in another case, say you wanted to get, you say you had a long list of things all the way down to here, what you could do is you just turn off the ones that you're not interested in merging, and then when you do this you go merge visible layers, and so they will all merge except for this one, like that. Okay, so that if you needed to, now if I need to work through any more and get anything nice brighter, then I can, because I have this one here underneath. Okay, so it's very dark here, so I might put something around. Let me see, I think I can start to use my clone. Now, I'm going to get my brush. We're coming up on an hour here, so I'm going to just round it off pretty quickly. So I'm going to get my brush here and I'm going to go down to some of my flowers and things that I have down here. I've got hair, feathers, flowers, all sorts of things. I might use this. Now I'm going to go over here to my tools and I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my clone and I'm going to, actually I won't go to my clone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this colour that's on her face. There we go. And I'm going to make this even bigger, and like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tool here. I'm going to change the mode and I'm going to make it difference. So when I use this colour and I paint on it like that, it's going, actually I'm not having it as normal, I'm having it as, let me try that. Don't know why that changed that time. Okay, well, I was going to do that, but I don't like it very much, so I'm going to go and try grain extract. So I'm using this colour. Nothing very much there. It's kind of a green colour, if you can see. This is where I use my undo button a lot. Let me try my grain merge. Just see what that's like. It's kind of an orangey colour. No, I don't really like that. So this is where you just get the fun bit where you just practice and, you know. So I'll go to the difference, and if I pick this colour here, you see, no. Let me try just the normal colour. So I'm going to go back to normal because I'm not happy with any of those. So you can do this yourself and just play around with it until you get it the way you like it. That's quite nice. And maybe a different brush. Let me see, something else. Maybe this one. That one. And maybe this one. And maybe this one. Don't like that. No. No, I think I'll just keep it over on the one side. I don't like that. Try something else. Okay, now I know you're all busy and I don't want to overstay the time, so that's a bit big. I'm going to put it here. No, it's too white. Maybe just a little bit. Yeah, that's nice there. No, I don't like that. Okay, sometimes I like to clone like that. And then you get some of the colours that are in the face, you know, but I'm not going to use it there because it's just, I don't like that brush. I'll try a different brush. And this one. So I'll clone, say, from here, like that. That's good. Makes it look like something interesting is happening there. And look like little hedges, don't they? Okay, I'm going to put a little tree maybe in the background. Where's my trees? There's my trees. Put maybe a tree like that. Oh, sorry, disappeared. A little bit very sensitive. Okay, this one. I'm gonna clone from her hair. Yeah, it's different. I don't like it though. I'll clone from here. Don't really like it. How about here? No, I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna take those away. I think what I'll do is I'll put some flowers that are the colour of her lips there. Okay, so I'm gonna go and get a flower. Let me see, a flower shape. Actually, I like this flower. I'm gonna make it small. I want a paintbrush. That's nice. No, looks a bit like, just looks, there, that's better. And I can put one here, but I'd make it smaller because it's further away. And things that are further away are smaller. And then that would have to be darkened because it's, but I don't like the two of them on the one side. So I'm going to take that away. Sorry about this, but this is how I do it. Sorry about that, I pressed the button on my pen. So I'm going to go and get rid of a few of those because I want to make them smaller as they go down. Go to my tool, make it smaller. That's too small. Okay, there we go. And a bit smaller. And a bit smaller. And smaller. Smaller. Okay, and then these have to be made darker because they're at the bottom. So I'm going to burn them. and I'm going to burn the highlights because it's the dark ones that I want. I'm going to up the opacity. Sorry, just flicked out there. I'm burning it and I want to up the opacity. There you go. That looks nice. Okay. And as I said, I'm just going to get the colour of her lips. I'm going to put some little, maybe some of these, and I want to get the colour of her lips. That's nice. I like that. And I'm going to just decrease the size of it. And I'm just going to put tiny ones here. Just because I can. And then I'm going to I'm just finishing up here now, so I'm just going to do a big circle here, and I'm going to blur the edges. So just going to widen that a bit. Okay, and I'm going to select, I'm going to feather the edges by a good bit, like that. And I go to my filter, and I'm going to go to blur, Gaussian blur. If you go down to this little X here, you can drag it to, so you can see her eye. Now it's on 5, so it just gives you a general idea. We're not going to be blurring her eye, we're going to be blurring everything outside of the circle. But at least I get to see how blurry it is. Not too blurry, I don't want it too blurry. There, 7. Okay, so right now this is selected, but I don't want to select this and it's feathered. I want to select the outside. So I'm going to take that selection and I'm going to invert it. And then I'm going to reshow. And I'm going to press OK. And it's going to blur on the outside here. And it's still not enough, so I'm going to repeat. Still not enough, so I'm going to up it a bit. I'm not really happy. That's better. Okay. So there we go. Image. Flatten image. Right. Before. After. So that's it. Okay, and as I said, here are some of the links for where I get my images, my textures from, and my models and things like that. So I hope you enjoy this, and I didn't mean to keep you over the time, so hopefully anyway that's been of help to you, and hope you like the end product and have fun. doing it yourself. Okay, so here are the resources that I promised you. The models. Well, the models I started off with using family and friends, and that's a really good way to get your work out there by word of mouth, because when you use your family and friends and they hang them up in their rooms or on their walls, you can get lots of work with people passing through, and um, it's really good for getting your name out there and for keeping you busy work, without having to spend much money on any marketing or trying to get your work into galleries and things like that. I also use Model Mayhem, and this is a serious site, so it's got international models and international photographers. Now, to get in, you have to apply and they will check you out. And after a few days, they will come back to you and say, okay, you seem to have a nice presence there on the internet, and you are for real and you are photographers, so we'll let you join. And so don't be worrying if you don't hear back from them for, maybe 2 or 3 days. Um, they do they do vet the people that come on. So that's really good. And what you can do is there's an area where you can say where you want to do your photo shoot, what country, and you can get models who, in return for doing your photo shoot with you, will work for free, and they will get in return their images on CD, or you can just shoot them to them on an email. And don't forget to get them to sign a release form, and you can get those online. Uh, Also, it's good. I mean, I know they're going to do it for free, but it is good to throw them some money for their fare to get there, or petrol money. And I usually give them lunch and, treat them well, because they are working hard for you and doing it mostly for free. So, if you want to use them again, you need to be nice to them. So the stock photography websites, I also use those if I want to do a portrait or something like that. And you can buy them here. I have work over in Soho in New York City. I have bought stock photographs that I have changed, but you must change them so much so that they're not exactly like the original. And let me see, there's quite a long list there, and there's other ones if you go on to Google and just Google photography websites, stock photography websites. So you'll come up with numerous, but these ones are quite good. And make sure when you're using them that you have the Creative Commons is there, and that you have the right to use them. And also, if you are going to use them and the person who owns them is asking for you to acknowledge them, then you must do that as well. And then again, some people don't mind using them, here's some textures, some sites where you can get free textures, and I like to make my own as well. So you just take some pictures of when you're around and you're out and about with your camera. Take a wall, take a footpath, take anything, and keep them in a folder, and you can use them, and you can change the color on them. Now you know how to change colors. And the brushes are the same. You must, if you're going to use somebody's brushes, you must acknowledge them, put a link back to them if they ask you to do that. Other people make brushes and they don't mind at all if you use them. So after a while, you'll get to learn how to make your own also. And it's very, very simple. Sounds complicated, but it's not really. So if you want to take a picture of a tree, you can just shoot it against a white background outside, and pop it in, cut away the background, and save it as a Gimp file or Photoshop file. So that's I'll be going into that in more detail anyway when I'm doing my other tutorials. So I'm actually having a photo manipulation workshop on the 18th of April. There's 9 places left. It's in Brick Lane in London, and it's on the 18th of April. It's conceptual photography, and I talk about inspiration, and we go into the editing. We talk about a story and about how setting it up, as a Oh, my pictures didn't turn out very well. I just threw them together, so I didn't really check them. But it's a nice studio. It's in the centre of London. There's a market close by, and parking is there also. There it is. It's €9 a day for parking. So there's the address. €8 a day for parking. And as I said, there's 9 spaces left. It's €270, and you can sign up before all places are gone. So don't miss out. It'll be a fun day. It's a Saturday, and so good day to spend your Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it. So you can sign up for it before all the places are gone, and keep an eye on your email, because I will be sending you a link to this in case you didn't catch the recording. And also I will be sending you out the list here of all the different websites where you can get your resources to make your images more beautiful than ever before. So thank you very much, and I'm sorry for going over the time now, and I hope I didn't keep you away from whatever it is you're doing. So go off now and enjoy your Sunday, and I'll be in touch. Take care. Bye bye.